Diagnosis Editor in Welford Chart Notes. Today we're going to learn how to open the Diagnosis Editor, edit a diagnosis, and use Diagnosis Editor functions. Step 1. Open the Diagnosis Editor. The Diagnosis Editor is where you record the patient's problems and diagnoses. There are many different ways of opening the Diagnosis Editor in Welford Chart Notes. When the writer is open, simply click on the Diagnoses window. Or press Alt-D. Or right-click and choose Diagnoses. You can open the Diagnosis Editor of a different patient by pressing Write Diagnoses and specifying the name of the patient. Or click on the inbox and then click on the Diagnoses tab. Step 2. Edit a diagnosis. To add a new diagnosis, click the Add button. As you start to type in a term, the program shows you the matching terms that begin with those letters. It automatically looks up the corresponding ICD-9 or ICD-10 code for you. Specify the activity, the date when the diagnosis started and ended, and the chronicity. Check here if you want the diagnosis added to the past history. Click the Comment button to record a specific comment about this diagnosis. Click the Ditto button to copy the start date to the end date for a problem that starts and stops on the same date. Click the Search button to search the vocabulary system for a particular term. Click the Hide button to hide a particularly sensitive diagnosis from other users. Click OK to store the diagnosis. Step 3. Use Diagnosis Editor functions. Click the All button to see all diagnoses, even the inactive ones. Click the Active button to go back to seeing just the active diagnoses. Click the Delete button to permanently remove a diagnosis from the list. Do this if the patient never had this diagnosis. If instead the diagnosis simply has ended, double-click it or press Edit and specify a date end. Click Edit to modify information about the highlighted diagnosis. Click Fix to rebuild the index of this patient's diagnoses. Click Utility to use one of the Diagnosis Editor utilities. These are discussed in another video. And that's how to use the Diagnosis Editor in Welford Chart Notes. For more information, visit us at emirj.com.